Jeskai Ascendancy. All of those decks have been a lot of fun recently. Been enjoying the more degenerate side of life. A Field of Vryn, a triple red card, and black and blue spells. Excellent. Excellent. Seems good. Seems good. I think Jeskai is the better control deck. Just by the numbers, Jeskai is the better control deck. I can actually tell you what the numbers are. Since Jace and Bloodbraid Elf have been unbanned, Jeskai Control is among the top 4 best performing decks in the format. While Grixis Control ranks in the 11 to 16 range. I have a couple of cards in my collection, but no, not that many really. The last time I played Paper Magic close to, I don't know, 6 months ago, I still played with my lands up front. Because that's just where I always played. What are the top 5 performing deck post unban? Burn, Humans, Jeskai Control, and Jund all have the same number of finishes in larger tournaments. So Burn, Humans, Jeskai Control, and Jund. Followed closely by Greentron. So if you wanted 5, Greentron would be the 5th. Main deck Kitchen Finks. Interesting. Interesting. I guess we're just holding up Logic Knot here, right? Where's this info coming from? It's coming from me counting, manually going through and finding all of the Swiss tournaments that have happened with like 100 or more players that have been reported somewhere online since the cards were unbanned. All the data is going to be tabularized and summarized in my article on Gathering Magic on Friday. So I spent this afternoon scraping websites and looking at player counts of reported events and looking at what deck lists they had posted. And counting them all up. It's not perfect data. It's really far from perfect data, but it's what we've got, so we're gonna do the best we can with it. And the biggest problem is, like, I really wish Goldfish, like, I've tweeted at Goldfish so many times, like, asking them if they would just do this automatically, but, like, the data part, God, this card is so much fucking worse than Mana Leak. Good lord. Like, Goldfish's metagame breakdown is essentially useless by and large, just because it doesn't, like, the MTGO data is intentionally skewed at this point, so it's like, well, we can't, it's not even useful. Alright, so God, this is a non-bow with trying to flip Jace too. That's unfortunate. Oh, we could have made it 3. I don't want to delve this, though. I want this Goryo. Like, these Goryo's Vengeance just don't do anything if I delve this, chat. Like, then, so, like, I'm countering a Tarmogoyf to have 2 dead cards in my hand? That seems loose. MTG Top 8 also uses Magic Online data for reference. So MTG Top 8 has the exact same issues MTG Goldfish has in this department. Speaking as someone who's been looking at a lot of numbers recently. I mean, like, my line for winning this game involves getting this Jace back and using it to put a Kiki in the yard, right? Like, again, like, chat, one of the things you have to do as a Magic player is that there's often decisions you have to make. There's losing slowly or actually winning. A lot of times it's appealing to try and lose slowly, but that's not how you actually win a game of Magic. You're not going to win the game by allowing yourself to lose slowly. If we hit, we needed to hit a Kiki there, right? So I'm gonna go bottom here. I'm actually going to Serum Visions again. Snapcaster Mage. I'm going to go bottom again. And we're going to not shuffle for a little bit here. I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn here. We're not playing Thought Scour. MTG Goldfish was manually farming Magic Online data, which Wizards of the Coast made it impossible to do. These are my Goryo's Vengeances. They are embarrassing. So if they attack us with everything here, I'm going, that's unfortunate. I think that gives us 0 outs. I guess that's probably not true. So we're actually not dead here. We get to go ahead and we get to Goryo's Vengeance, our Jace Vryn's Prodigy back into play here. And I get to go ahead and block this Tarmogoyf. And then I get to loot with my Jace Vryn's Prodigy and flip it, going to 4. That is pretty good. So if we draw a Deceiver Exarch or a... If we draw a Deceiver Exarch or a Pestermite, we get to kill them here. So we have 4 live draws at our deck. That's, you know, we had draws there at the end of the game. We had draws there at the end of the game. So if we hit a Pestermite or a Deceiver Exarch there, we would get to Jace, Goryo's Vengeance, and Goryo's Vengeance Kiki-Jiki back into play, and then play the Deceiver Exarch and combo them. Is Magic still successful? I mean, Magic makes money, which is probably the biggest measurement of degrees of success, right? I believe we're just dead here, right? I guess I'll cantrip, but I'm pretty sure we have 0 outs. Yep. No, we don't have any cryptic commands in our deck. Damnation sounds great here. These counter spells are pretty terrible. Fatal Push seems fine. Collective Brutality is pretty anemic. I guess I probably would, but I'd rather have Collective Brutalities or Fulminator Mages. Probably Collective Brutality because it kills Bob. Can Serum into Exarch to buy a turn. No, they had Raging Ravine. If they didn't have Raging Ravine, that would be true, but they had Raging Ravine, so we were dead even if we found that Exarch there. That was close, though. Yeah. Needs more surgical rate. It does kill Naked Scavenging Ooze, and we do definitely care about Scavenging Ooze. We need Brutality. That's true. We have Chart, of course. We have Brutality, and we have Jace Vryn's Prodigy to put Kiki into our bin. I love this bot command. It's so great. Immortal, if you're watching, thank you. You're wonderful. Needs more Summoner's Egg. Entomb would be great in this deck. You're not wrong. YOLO. Hopefully this game won't be an exercise in learning how much worse Serum Visions is than Ponder. And that game was a good example of why, like, having infinite combos in your deck is sweet, right? Because, like, we were pretty far behind that whole game, but, like, we had to draw that last turn to possibly win. The Mr. Lifeguard with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you could support what I do here. Perfect. We picked up the land, and then we got to bottom 2 non-lands. Exactly what we want to do. May or may not have forgotten to redo. I thought your username looked familiar. That's okay, I often miss mine too on the other channels I support. Only cowards mulligan one land Serum Visions. It's kind of dangerous to keep one land Visions on the play in a matchup like this. My favorite chill on Twitch. Look, we just chill with the best of them, right? It's a pretty good pickup. I think I'm just gonna snap Visions here. It's like try and propel myself into more land drops. It's kind of appealing to hold Fatal Push up again, but without a guaranteed 4th land, I think we just want to try and hit one of those. Another uncastable Goblin. Well, things are not going as planned currently. I'm gonna go bottom here. You can't Twitch Prime to yourself, chat. Streamers are automatically considered subscribed to themselves, so they have access to their own emotes. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, we're gonna see how the deck plays out a little bit more. It's definitely more of a tap out style, it feels like. Like, I'm not even sure the logic knots are that good in it. So long, Fatal Push, my old friend. Do 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 do. Here is my Jace the Mind Sculptor. He's gonna draw some cards. Do 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 do. So I already played a land for the turn, so I'm gonna hide the Fatal Push on top of my deck so they can't discard spell that next turn. Assume there's a good chance Jace dies here, but there's a Dread Boar. Yep. You don't. You don't cast triple red Kiki. Use Goryo's Vengeance and floop it into play. Kiki's a pig and he floops. Yep. So long, Pestermite. They didn't have a bolt last turn, so I'm just gonna do this again. I know there's a Kiki on top of my deck, but that's fine. So let's do those back. I'm gonna fetch Shock and kill this. And then I'm actually not gonna attack with the Snapcaster Mage because I would prefer to not have this die to a Bloodbraid Elf if they have a land. If they draw a land. To spew with Taxpayer, buddy. Ugh, that's unfortunate. I liked my chart, of course. Please don't have a bolt. Please don't have a bolt. Please don't have a bolt. They both have ups and downsides in different situations, Tom. Deceiver Exarch is better on defense, Pestermite's better on offense, is the big difference. So, I think a deck like this is defending more often than not, so that's why you favor the Deceiver Exarch a little bit, but there are plenty of games where like you get into situations where you're racing. There might be an argument to be made for this configuration, though, that because you don't have lightning bolts to bolt snap bolts, you're going to be in an offensive position less often. So maybe we should just favor the Deceiver Exarchs because we're less likely to be able to be aggressive. Just wait 7 turns and discard the Kiki to hand size, right? We're going to bolt this. Right, so I don't know either of their cards right now. Okay, hopefully this is a creature. Another bolt, sure. So we're going to 6 here, which kind of sucks. We have Collective Brutality, Chart of Course, and Jace, Vryn's Prodigy to put Kiki-Jiki into our discard pile. Opposing Liliana's, right? Awkward. I assume their hand is full of removal, but if they remove this, I have Goryo's Vengeance, so like, we're in a decent spot now. What's going on, Rossum? Is he dead, Jim? Rude. One of my Goryo's Vengeances belong to you. Yep. So this guy's just gonna flip over and Fatal Push this, which is nice for us. We're actually in an okay spot here. Their last card's probably a brick, right? So I'm going to save this Brutality in case they draw a Bob or a Bloodbraid. I feel like they would have killed Jace there, but like maybe they have a removal spell and they wanted to hold it knowing we have Goryo's Vengeance. We'll see. I feel like we can't really get punished by waiting, so hopefully that's the case. I think they were just holding a land there. And like next turn, we'll down tick the Jace to cast probably Charter Course, and then we'll Goryo's Vengeance back the Jace. Hey, Slag Blast with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. So actually, I can just down tick this targeting Goryo's Vengeance that's already in my discard pile. And then Goryo's Vengeance. Oh, geez, I could splice casting additional spells? No, that's not what I want to do. It's fine. Put this into play. Let's loot. Let's discard this. Let's go ahead and cast Charter Course. Good lord. Alrighty. Let's target Serum Visions. Cast Serum Visions. We're gonna go bottom here. We're gonna cast this other Jace. Pass the turn. So we're just looking for a Pestermite or a Deceiver Exarch at this point. Yep. Huh. Huh. Okay. My favorite part about playing Goryo's Vengeance decks is people that don't know what the card text is. Okay, they named our combo piece. God, can we win the game anymore? I guess they're at 6. Yeah, I guess they're at 6. Yeah, go to 2 or 3 or whatever. Right on time, Deceiver Exarch. Keep that one. I'm gonna kill this and gain 2. Burn him out. Yeah, flipping Jace is not optional. Because I kind of like the rest of the cards in my hand. Isn't he dead? No, not quite. Not quite. Oh, yeah, you're right. Huh. Yeah, you're right, Tom. That's funny. Good line. Good line. Use Goryo's Vengeance to shock you. Good line, Tom. Good line. Alright, sweet. And like that game was just a good example of why like Goryo's Vengeance and Jace Vryn's Prodigy is just like very, very powerful as far as fair things go. I'm gonna put a third one of these back in my deck here, especially if they have Pithing Needle. Alright, let's do it. I don't think I want Echoing Truth. I think I just like will win the game via anemic beatdown again if they Pithing Needle us. It has 3 uncastable Kikis, right? Yeah, the Goryo's Vengeance plus Jace is very good. We actually had a donation for a couple of, like an Esper Goryo list earlier today, so definitely be playing that again some point soon. It's okay, it needs some lands, but it's got Serum Visions in it, so let's go. A regular base subscription doesn't come with any bonuses towards donation deck lists. So the tier 3 sub comes with a free donation list with a bunch of extra points every single month. I just like want all of my lands here, right? I want the Snapcaster, so I'm just gonna go top. And then next turn, hopefully they play a 2-drop and we go like Fatal Push or 2-drop, play a tap land. And then we can go either Snap Push or Snap Serum Visions the following turn on 3. So I get a pretty good curve here. Then we get to play Jace the Mind Sculptor on 4. Seems decent. Okay, sweet. I don't think I want to chart a course and just discard a card, so I'm just going to get my tap land in while the tap land is good. That play is excellent for us. Yeah, I think I just want to snap Serum Visions here. And if they want to, like, kill my Snapcaster with a removal spell, that's fine. And if they don't want to kill it with the removal spell, it'll trade with Bloodbraid if they have it next turn, which is nice. So, like, more power to you if you want to just, like, ice this. When you click the subscribe option at the top of the thing, there are different tiers. There's tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 for different monetary amounts. Do I want this freaky Kiki? I don't have a way. I guess I have Chart, of course, to get him in my bin. I just feel like we're pretty unlikely to win the game on that route, right? We're just like probably winning games via anemic beats more often than not. I'm just gonna go bottom here. See where the wind takes us. Because I don't know, like if I had a Goryo's Vengeance already, I think I would keep the freaky Kiki, but I think without a Goryo's Vengeance, I'm just gonna pass there. Do the old double bottom. This is the first match with this deck, Big Mama. So catching us right at the start. Oh, I guess second league for the evening, or second league for the evening though. So we played Bant Liege deck before this one. This is the Bloodbraid Elf. Hopefully they hit like a Fatal Push. Brutality's kind of annoying. Let's them take one of our spells. Actually can't Fatal Push this Bloodbraid Elf. Maybe I should have kept the fetch line to turn on my Revolt. How many games have I played on stream all time? No idea. Genuine, just a lot. Let's say a lot. We've been doing this a while. And the last few months we've been doing it a lot more than I used to, so. Alright, throw down to 4 cards in hand. I could field plus push, that's true. Do I want to field plus push, or do I just want to floop Deceiver Exarch into play? I think I'm just like upkeep floop the Deceiver. I kind of want to hold the Field of Ruin in case they play a Raging Ravine. It has value in that area, so I'm just gonna play this during their upkeep and like diddle one of their lands down. Like take them off a red source. And if they want to kill my Deceiver Exarch, then that'll trigger Revolt so I can Fatal Push this. If they don't kill this, my 1/4 blocks their 3/2. Getcha. Unless they have another discard spell, that is. So I assume we're going to lose this. They're going to kill this, attack us for 3. Yeah. Why are you so good, Bloodbraid Elf? Why are you so good? So powerful. I'm casting Damnation on a Bloodbraid Elf. You get a sword at 12 months, Smirty. 12 months. Maybe I should have just diddled their Bloodbraid Elf last turn instead of tapping their land. Tapping their land was probably too cute. I was going to enter combat, tap this elf. Do I sing in the car? Yes. Much to my wife's dismay, I sing in the car. Alright, well, I guess we're doing this. I think we're just doing this because we're pretty far behind. Good lord. That's, unfortunate. Alright, Your turn. Let's put a stop. Or we'll end step fetch. We'll end step fetch. It's fine, I didn't want that Jace anyways. Didn't want that Jace anyways, opponent. Joke's on you. Neener, neener. If they give me the option to block, I'm going to block. They have another Bloodbraid. God, we are super dead. Alrighty. This deck feels really clunky and awkward. This deck feels really clunky and awkward. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, type !deck in chat, and you'll find it there. I feel like we're going through a lot of work in this deck list to just have a worse payoff than if we were just like putting Emrakul's or Gristlebrands into play. That's what it feels like to me at a glance. I feel like if we're gonna go through the trouble of using our graveyard to like put a thing into play, like having this need another thing is really bad. Burn. That's not good. Oh, some kind of weird burn deck? Alright, well they can keep that one because I have a Fatal Push, so we'll take their Searing Blades. Kiki-Jiki's a shaman. Shamalaman. Vendiclick's probably legendary for power level reasons. Do you want to know a secret, chat? I have a secret to share. My secret is that these Sunbelt Bakery chocolate chip granola bars are the best granola bars I've ever had. They're fantastic. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Sunbelt Bakery, but Sunbelt, if you're out there, it definitely could be, because I would take some boxes of granola bars for a banner. Yeah, opponent's not drawing spells. God bless. Yep. Thoughtseize, you gain 1. What do you think, chat? Do you think our Pestermites can go the distance? I feel like they can go the distance. Is it a premium malt granola bar? Asking the real questions. I want chat to take a moment to appreciate the fact that I actually turn down donation deck lists on occasion. So, like, this is one of the ones that made it through the crack. Oh, man, I could have. Definitely could have Thoughtseize myself. You're right. I think I'm going to trade this Pestermite for this Goblin Guide at this point. So now I'm actually not going to block here, because this Brutality lets me... Alright, sweet. So they're dead. His deck looked kind of okay, and it was kind of funny. Drain you, kill your guy. Discard this one. I mean, like, to be fair, our opponent's probably playing, like, this is probably a budget consideration. They probably just don't have fetch lands in their deck. This is my freaky Kiki Mirror Breaker. Would you like to get Splinter Twinned? Twin you. Yeah, I agree. In practice, having played a few games with this deck, it feels like the core idea is neat, but in practice it feels very, very unreliable. The sideboard's kind of a hot mess. We have to leave in Thoughtseize against the burn deck. I don't even know what matches we're going to play with this one. This deck feels really anemic. Yeah, but even if you're running the straight Boros version, you shouldn't have Clifftop Retreat in your deck outside of budget restrictions. Yeah, I mean, that's a different deck, Gabriel Pants. There are other Goryo's Vengeance mid-range decks. I actually have a couple in the queue, right? Looking for a goblin. Maybe we'll just draw... We'll draw a Kiki-Jiki here, and then we'll just, like, set up a turn 4 kill, and it'll be great. So here's the problem with Collective Brutality. Collective Brutality is, I'm going to preface what I'm about to say because I know Twitch chat's going to jump down my throat. With Collective Brutality is a very reasonable magic card against burn. That is true. But Brutality doesn't beat burn entirely on its own. What Brutality does is Brutality gives you enough time to bridge a gap in order to allow your other cards to beat burn. So without an actual win condition, Collective Brutality isn't particularly good. And so like, I'm gonna cast this Brutality and like gain some life and take a card here, but like without a follow-up, all this card has done is generate tempo. Like all this Collective Brutality has done is allowed me to turn a Flooded Strand into a Duress. It's not actually generating meaningful advantage. It's just allowing me to gain tempo against my opponent. What? What? I'm gonna take their instant speed removal and pass the turn here. Oh, I guess they don't have white mana, huh? That was a mistake. Because given enough time, the burn deck will kill anyone, right? Loam is love, Loam is life with the Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. When's the next Legacy date? We're going to do Legacy tomorrow and Wednesday night, Iron. We are going to play Legacy tomorrow and Wednesday night. And now I have to hold this other Collective Brutality in order to have a discard outlet for Kiki-Jiki if we draw one. Ideally around 6 p.m. Iron. It'll be an evening stream like this. Alrighty, and we can't even win the game next turn, right? Because, like, they get to... What's the word I'm searching for? Like, we don't have enough mana to, like, play Brutality and play Goryo's Vengeance. Yeah, I agree. Like, all Brutality does is negate the large tempo advantage that Burn generally has against these mid-range style decks. So these mid-range style decks generally lose to Burn with cards in their hand. So what Brutality is such a well-designed card in this aspect. What Brutality does is it allows you to convert resources that you would normally never have a chance to use in a game into resources early. Like when you play Brutality and kill their thing and drain them a little bit and take a card out of their hand, you're effectively paying 2 mana to cast 3 spells on the second turn of the game against the burn deck. And that's what it's doing. It's not actually generating card advantage. You're basically trading 3 of your cards for effectively 3 of their cards. But that's the axis that these decks often lose to burn on, is that tempo axis where they die before they can actually use their cards. Okay, so next turn we will... No, that's a lie. I'm just going to Goryo's Vengeance this Kiki-Jiki back now, or this Jace back now, because I can just plus on here. Yes, Brutality does get better when you have cards that you actively want in your bin. That is definitely true. When it is an enabler for a combo of sorts, it is definitely better. Goblin? That's not a crappy goblin. Ban logic not. Play this. Plus here so it can't attack me. Or can't damage me. With that in mind, what are 3 components that make a deck good? That question is one of the reasons why TCGs are a lot of fun and complicated. There isn't a generic... If your deck checks these boxes, it's good. What constitutes a deck being good is contextual based on the format that it's being played in. The qualities that make a deck good in Modern do not directly translate to Standard and Legacy and vice versa. Hey, what's going on, Loma's Love, Loma's Life? Glad you're able to drop in for a live one. Good to have you here. Welcome. We're down to 4 here. Pretty obligated to cast the Serum Visions here. If we Serum Visions into Kiki-Jiki, we can win the game this turn. Because we'll be able to Thoughtseize ourselves and then Goryo's Vengeance it into play. None of those are very useful. I'm going to go bottom, top. I'm going to go ahead and use this Collective Brutality to kill their Goblin Guide plus gain 2 health here. Just so we don't die to a Boros Charm by mistake. It technically helps us race a little bit faster, but not really. Nah, I don't think so, McCullough. I think I'd rather just flip my Jace and like get him going, because I put the Jace up 2 turns ago, I get to go Jace down on this sequence now, which is ideal. That's really unfortunate because that not only kills that, but they could also use it to redirect to Jace. So we'll see if they want to use this to take all my resources off the board here or not. They don't. They want to just kill me. Okay. Start by casting Serum Vision. So now I not only need a Kiki-Jiki, but I also need more past that. Yeah, I think I agree with that sentiment. I think our opponent took the correct line in not targeting our Jace. Alright, so I'm gonna Jace back. Nope, that was the wrong one. I meant to Jace back Goryo's Vengeance, but you know, it is what it is at this point. I guess I'm just gonna drain them for 2 here. That was a misclick. Right, to choose the other 2 mana black card in my discard pile. Kind of wanted to down-tick Jace, and I mean, down-ticking Jace on Brutality means that my opponent just ends up in the same spot. I meant to Goryo's Vengeance and then loot and then like have a Jace in play at 6. I guess he just gets to do that next turn now. Okay. So let's go ahead and Goryo's Vengeance back. This Jace Vryn's Prodigy. Open this Thoughtseize. I'm just going to cast this Collective Brutality as a gain, as a deal 2. Yes, yeah, I would have left us into the Helix. I think it was still a correct play, but... I don't think you have to get out of bolt range. Like, sometimes taking the correct line leaves your opponent's lines to kill you, and that's okay. Like, looking back on the play and going, well, I would have died, like, that doesn't make the play strictly right or wrong. Kiki-Jiki? 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 Tilt. I think I'm just passing the turn here. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass the turn. I'm actually out of discard outlets at this point, aren't I? I guess I could flashback Charter Course, technically. I have this Jace in my hand too. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and attack here with my Pestermite. And then I think I'm gonna just cast Charter Course off this Jace just to draw 2 cards. I mean, I think this deck just has... I think you don't want to play an expensive tutor, you just want to like play less moving parts in your deck is what it comes down to. Alright, well we have a combo kill next turn if we don't get Boros Charmed. Oh, I could have left Logic Nut up. Yeah, maybe that's better. Yeah, that's fine. They're dead. Opponent flooding out here a little bit. So, we'll win this Kiki-Jiki. We'll flashback this Goryo's Vengeance. Combo kill our opponent. Yeah, the opponent flooded out pretty badly here. What, it's 7. I guess it's not. Oh, I just clicked on the wrong thing. Opponent conceded even though I clicked on the wrong thing. We still had the kill here even with that misclick. The Deceiver Exarch could have diddled my Kiki-Jiki and let him continue doing the thing. Let's play one more, but if this deck continues to feel like this hot mess, I don't think we're going to play more than 3. It really just feels like the payoff that we are jumping through hoops to get to is just like there's so many moving parts to like a very low payoff that's like easy to disrupt. Want to get into Legacy? I'm in love with Charbelcher. Do you have any advice for potentially why to go off turn 1? You should always try and kill them on 1, basically. You should assume all reasonable Legacy decks are going to be able to have a chance to disrupt you if you give them a turn, so don't give them another turn. Yeah, exactly. I think, like, well, not even a comparison to Griselbrand. I feel like the comparison for this deck is probably more apt to, like, the Grixis Goryo deck, where, like, you're doing a lot of these same things. And, like, flooping Emrakul's and Griselbrands into play as opposed to playing with Nourishing Shoals. In the words that I like to use when we're playing decks like Charbelcher, you're not playing the deck to not go for it. So buckle up and put your cards on the table. Storm? Shivan Reef means storm or budget lands again. Take your card that kills us eventually. Are we drawing cards or annihilating? If not, undo that seatbelt and reassess your vehicle choice. Alright. I'm gonna sit down again. I've been standing for an hour or so. Hour up, hour down. Hour up, hour down. What's going on, Inksky? Howdy. I'm excited. I just ordered a new chair that's not this piece of cardboard that I'm currently sitting on. Yeah, I'm just going to preserve my health total here a little bit. Let's just Thoughtseize them and play a tapped land here. Maybe that's bad because it doesn't give us a draw next turn towards our 3rd land drop. Well, I really don't care about the Selectromancer because I can just kill it, right? So I'm going to take that. Almost auto-pass my turn there. I believe the Stream Decker is working. Let me play my stream. The Stream Decker appears to be dead currently. At least here as well. Would have been better here if we'd have played the Surgical Extirpate deck. You're not wrong. You're not incorrect. Kill it with a push. Stream Decker is the tool that shows the deck list on the screen overlay. It's working fine for you. Okay. Good to know. Doesn't seem to load here on mine. Maybe they're having some intermittent issues. How do you feel about the MTGO clock? You think 25 minutes is spare put for both players? I wish Paper Magic implements a similar clock, but I know it'd be quick to impossible. I don't know. I think you could definitely feasibly have a clock on Magic on like similar to Magic Online and Paper. The best Goryo's variant in Modern, in your opinion? The Grishal brand deck is very good. The Grishal brand deck is very good. Well, I mean, Testin, you can either continue to Ghost and I'll throw my ad blocker up, or you can close the stream and let us continue to play a regular match of Magic. So, like, dealer's choice, really, and it's on the honor system, essentially, right? I think the Cobra Rallier interaction probably isn't powerful enough if you're not powering out some larger threats with it. I think that's what you generally want to be doing. I think it's just like too low a power level for an aggressive deck. You could just have better aggressive things you could be doing. I need to look back at it again. If I recall, it just looked like the kind of typical this deck doesn't interact with things in whatever format enough, or we're just gonna die in a blaze. Like, games of Magic aren't fun when we just like get out slaughtered. Alright, our hand's pretty bad. They have Electromancer and a Shivan Reef remaining. Just Goryo the Kiki is all we can do. Can only Goryo him. So if we draw Pestermite plus a land, we can kill our opponent next turn. Or Deceiver Exarch plus a land. It is too bad Kiki can't copy Jace. You're not wrong. That would be kind of great. Get more loots in. Although it would go away before it flipped into a Planeswalker, right? So not that good. Blood Moon can let us cast Kiki. Ain't that the truth? That was the mistake. We didn't board a Blood Moon. I'm just gonna go like double Thoughtseize here, I think. Maybe. I should have Thoughtseize from my hand first, right? This was a mistake. Because what if they only have one spell? You know they have at least an Electromancer, but like their last card's a land. I should have played this first. Alright, yeah, that's fine. I'm actually going to go ahead and Thoughtseize the Past in Flames here, because putting it into their discard pile makes it cost one more mana. We played a Grixis Kiki deck before on stream. It felt pretty awkward, for being honest. It's just kind of slow and clunky. We have 2 Jaces out now, though, so we're probably going to win, right? I mean, Jace the Mind Sculptor is going to ruin Modern, so I don't understand how we could possibly lose once he's in play. Just can't lose, right, chat? Jeez. He's Jace the Mind Sculptor. He's sculpting their minds. It's not even fair. Opponent doesn't have any Jaces, and we have 2 of them. Do y'all understand what drawing 3 cards is like? Do y'all understand what drawing 3 cards is like? Everybody always wants to Fate Seal with Jace. Do you understand that brainstorming also means you win the game? Gosh, that's unfortunate. I don't have a Goryo's Vengeance in my graveyard. I thought I did. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Modern players seem really aggressive with their +2s. They're like super afraid to lose their Jace the Mind Sculptor. No, it does. No. Speaking from experience, I would much rather brainstorm. How many times do you have to not brainstorm to ult this card? It takes you what? 4 ups gets you to 11, so it takes 5 ups plus. It takes. In order to ultimate Jace the Mind Sculptor, you have to choose to not brainstorm 6 times.
Do you know how many cards you see with 6 Brainstorms, chat? Do you have any idea how many cards you see with 6 Brainstorms? And yeah, I should have Field of Ruined an untapped land here, but whatever, sue me. I'm too busy. I'm too tilted from the fact that my chat wants me to not brainstorm with my Jace. I'm far too tilted from the concept of not brainstorming with my Jace. It depends on the context of the game if I'm willing to play around stuff. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We're gonna... Don't do me wrong. Ooh, don't do me wrong. Gosh. Look at all these cards I've drawn, chat. Why would you choose to not have drawn all of these cards? Do you just not like fun? This is why Jace the Mind Sculptor is fun. And you know what the best part about brainstorming with Jace is? Your opponent doesn't concede because you're not moving towards your ultimate. But really, his ultimate that wins the game is just drawing 3 cards every turn. So you don't need to -12 when you get to draw all of these cards. Legit non-troll question. It is such a complicated, there's not cut and dry situations. It depends on like what you're playing around, how many shuffle effects you have access to, how many ways you're actually able to win the game outside of the Jace ultimate in the context of your deck and the board state. And like that's why it's such a fantastic, complicated, great card to have in the format, because I can't write you a decision tree to like make the computer play Jace the Mind Sculptor right. You want to control the top of someone's deck? Ain't that the truth? I need to see what that deck looks like. Is this going to be a go for flashback Past in Flames here? It's possible I should have left up not snap not. This smells like a flashback Past in Flames. I guess if they have a remand here... Nah, remand's not good enough, right? Doop, doop. X is 3. That seems fine. Hey! The Chosen One, 124. Thank you for re-upping that Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Oh, I guess they could go Rit in response here, right? I should have done one more, so they couldn't go Rit. Because they can Rit up to 4. No, Rit puts them to 3. No, Rit is I have covered, right? Because they'd pay 3 and then have 1 left over. So we cover Rit with this line. Hit our swans, draw some cards. Spank the birdie. Spank the birdie, gas up. Utron after this? No, I don't have any Utron decks in the queue. I guess we have a green Tron deck at some point. After this league, if we still have time to play Magic, which is looking like we might, we're going to play a Sultai Walker's deck. Looking for Goryo's Vengeance. So, put back this, cast the Serum Vision, redraw this Thoughtseize, bottom these. What you got over there? Take your remand. Looking for Goryo's Vengeance that I shuffled away earlier. I'm a big dumb stupid. Pass the turn. We're gonna start with Randy in the morning, Justin. I promise you, first thing, bright and early. 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Randy's gonna hit the board. Randall! Good golly. Where am I? Where are my Goryos? Good lord. Good lord. There aren't any fetchable lands in our deck. Where did our islands go? Oh, that one. That one can't get islands, right? That makes sense. Whoa, holy crap. I guess I'm just attacking for one here. This Legacy Food Chain. I don't want to play Legacy Food Chain on Magic Online. It's really tedious to click through. And people have a tendency to make you click through your combos. It's one of those ones that's just like tedious to the point of frustrating on Magic Online. There are 23 cards in our deck. 4 of them are Goryo's Vengeance. There are 21 cards in our deck. 4 of them are Goryo's Vengeance. Holy dicks, chat. There are 20 cards in our deck. 4 of them are Goryo's Vengeance. Woo! We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray! Landon with the brand new tier 1 subscription. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. That'll teach us to shuffle away Goryo's Vengeance. It'll teach us to shuffle away Goryo's Vengeance. Turn 11 Twin, right? I'm really happy opponent let us play with Jace a bunch, right? Good guy OP. Let us activate our Jace a whole bunch. I did brainstorm it away. I thought I had one in my discard pile, and it turned out I didn't. What are we supposed to cut here? I definitely want surgicals and strokes. Am I supposed to trim my combo? I feel like I just kill them with Jace most of the games, right? What is the best Snapcaster deck versus Jund? I don't know. Snapcaster decks are pretty bad versus Jund. I think the Echoing Truth plan is narrow. I think I'm gonna board down to 2 Fatal Pushes. I think I'm gonna board down to 1 Freaky Goblin. I'm gonna board down 1 Goryo's Vengeance, just like the non-committal smattering of... I cut a Field of Runes, so I don't really need the extra land. How much longer are we going tonight? I don't know. Another couple hours probably. Started a little bit late. We do see a lot of cards, that's true. I don't know, I just feel like I have so many answers in my deck and I just need ways to kill them. I feel like I could ultimately end up light on like actual win conditions. All night stream. I have 2 small children who need me to be conscious and coherent in the morning. It sounds like one of those small children might still be awake. Hear the pitter-patter of demonic feet upstairs. Hey, Xenolith with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome, as always. Subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. I watched YouTube playing Mono Blue Delver while getting hammered. It's probably the most hilarious video of yours I've seen. I was not drunk. It was like 3 drinks and a shot. It was like 3 drinks and a shot, chat. I was fine. They were Mike's Hard Black Cherry Lemonade. Something like that. All right. How hard do we want to go in the paint here, chat? How hard do we want to go in the paint? We could... All right, yeah, we're just gonna keep the brutality because we're gonna brutality, discard Kiki-Jiki, Pestermite into Goryo's Vengeance. We have assembled our 4-card combo. We have assembled our 4-card combo. With these 4 cards combined, we can Splinter Twin our opponent on turn 4. It only took us 4 cards, but we're gonna do it, chat. We're gonna do it. We boarded down to 2 Goryo's Vengeance, and we boarded down to 1 Kiki-Jiki, and here we go. We have assembled our 4-card combo. I am a confirmed skilled magician. I have to fatal push this though, right? Yeah. Well, I can still kill them next turn if I fatal push this, right? Because I can Pestermite, undiddle my land, and then play Goryo's Vengeance. Yeah, get them. So they have Ritual, Grape Shot, and then 1 card we don't know. No, I don't want to play the Pestermite out because they'll Grape Shot it. I'm going to play around Grape Shot here. And I can still combo them next turn because Pestermite costs 2 mana. Fun fact, Pestermite costs 2 mana when you need it to. Doop. We did it, we did it, we did it, hooray! We did it, we did it, we did it, hooray! We did it, we did it, we did it, hooray! That 3-man stream gonna happen. I don't know, we gotta work out the details. It's tough to pin these jokers down. Alright, we're 2-1. And this is where... This is why... Oh, I could end step Goryo. Yeah, that's true too. It's fine. It was sweeter to have a 2-mana Pestermite. We're 2-1 with this deck, right? But this deck is clunky and awkward. So like when someone just tells you their deck is good and then they tell you a match result, don't just say, oh, you're winning with it, so it must be good. You want to ask them specific questions, all right? Like, why is it good? What is it doing? Why does it do that thing consistently? Why does that thing that it's doing consistently line up well against the decks you expect to play against in the format? If someone just tells you their match result with their deck and expects you to, like, accept that as the reason why their deck is good, it's just like, well, you probably don't understand what makes a deck good or, like, what real regular testing is. Yeah, I am going to be taking Pauper Donation deck list. So if you are interested in sending in Pauper Donation deck list for me to approve, definitely send them my way. It's not going to be an every week thing, but I think my goal is going to be to do two longer Pauper days a month. So like a four deck day. I do the 6 to 7 hour Pauper stream twice a month. How do I feel about Modern Ponza? I mean, I think it's the same pile of dog poop it's always been. I think Modern's the format where you can win. We're 2-1 with this deck. And it's certainly clunky and awkward. I think Ponza is less clunky and awkward than a lot of the decks people play. I think Ponza is very good against mid-range and control decks and Tron decks. Yeah, I mean, just like blue-black control hand, right? Shit Bears or Ponza? That's a tough bar. I think Shit Bears is the worst deck. I think the Shit Bears is the worst deck. Will you still play Vintage? Nah, I'm not taking Vintage Donation decks. The old one-lander on the draw. I'm gonna slide out of my fucking chair when they hit their first 3 land drops this game. The Bant deck was kind of medium. Shit Bears is what we refer to Death and Taxes as of this stream, because the deck is super, super mediocre. Alright, there's the first one. We knew that one was coming. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me, opponent. Don't you dare hit your next 3 land drops. They're just gonna, like, curve their next 3 land drops into Bloodbraid Elf. Oh, God, we hit that. Go bottom, top here. Thoughtseize you again. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Give it to me, baby. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Take your Scavengling Ooze. Hope everyone out there is having a good time tonight, hanging out, playing some Modern. They hit a discard spell. This is kind of punishing for the fact that I didn't take the Liliana out of their hand. I guess is kind of... So maybe I should have just taken that instead of taking a Scavenging Ooze. I'm not really interested in either of these cards, I don't think. I'm just like looking for like a Jace the Mind Sculptor here. Do we need to start grinding through the bolts? Maybe? Maybe? Man, our opponent's fields are going to be messed up when we're done with them. Yep, and I like to stick this Lily onto the last toe. We just like don't even have tools for this deck on our sideboard, right? Yeah. I think I'm gonna be done with this one. I'm just really like not having a good time. This deck just feels like really clunky and awkward. Let's just do a wrap up here and talk about why I'm not really a fan of what's going on here. We kind of talked about it throughout the course of the league, but for people that weren't here to keep up, this deck's just we're jumping through a lot of hoops for not a big payoff. So this deck is a 1, 2, 3, 4 card combo. You have this card, you have this combo, but we also need Goryo's Vengeance to get Kiki-Jiki into play, and we also need Collective Brutality or something like that to get Kiki-Jiki in the graveyard. So ultimately, this is a 4 card combo deck that's putting a combo into play that gets disrupted by essentially every removal spell in the format. No, this was not a blind deck. This was something someone sent in that looked okay on paper. Like the core idea is doing something like kind of interesting, and it's surrounded by like, you know, modern playable Magic cards. Like these cards, a lot of these cards are like just good in Modern, but I feel like the amount of clunk that this deck had wasn't worth the payoff that we were working off of. Yeah, I don't even know that it's strictly worse than Blue-Red Kiki. I think I would more compare this to the other Goryo's Vengeance decks that are in the format, where, like, they're working for a payoff, but their payoff is, like, flooping Emrakul into play, which is more powerful. The early concessions are because we play Magic to have fun. Sitting there and, like, losing a miserable game where you're, like, very unfavored to win, especially in a thing like this, like... If I'm not going to stop early conceding for anyone, any amount of subscribers, like we play Magic to have fun, and sitting there losing miserable games where you don't have the tools to win, that isn't fun. It isn't interesting. It's just like miserable. It's miserable for me. It's miserable for most people who watch. Like this isn't a Grand Prix or an Open where we're trying to eke out every little percentage point. Like I agree, there are a number of games we concede where we have single digit percentages to win the game or match, and like that game. And, like, that match and why I just didn't finish playing that league is, like, I feel like I've learned what I need to learn about this deck. Like, playing 2 more matches with this deck isn't going to make me suddenly realize something different about this combo that's just, like, clunky and has a bunch of cards in it. That needs a bunch of cards to work. So...